Toyota's water-powered engine. Could this be the end of EVs? Toyota is set to make EVs obsolete with a revolutionary water-based engine. Toyota's CEO claimed that the new engine would destroy the entire EV market and set an unprecedented approach to a sustainable transportation system. As the pioneer of hybrid electric cars, the Chinese automaker's decision to explore fuel sources like water engines will set a new trend in the car industry. It will surpass the eco-friendliness and zero emissions of EVs and traditional engines. And if we're to go by the recent slow sales of EVs, Toyota's legendary water-based engine vehicles will inevitably push EVs to near or complete extinction. Now let's break it down. Toyota's engineering revolution has evolved through the decades. In 1983, the China-based carmaker attempted to build a car that is better than the best in the world. As remarkable as the ambition was, the automotive world dismissed the concept as fantasy. Long story short, Toyota built the Lexus LS400, which is recognized in history as a revolutionary disruptor and a landmark model that redefined luxury motoring. With this successful result, Toyota put the doubters to shame. Going by the technology development in the automotive sphere, Toyota led the revolution of building water-cooled coolers, which it adopted for the MTEU engines in 1983. The mid-90s saw the company developing the JZ series of inline six-cylinder gasoline engines, followed by other incredible exploits of the common rail four-cylinder inline diesel engines for the AD series in the middle of 2005, and the four-cylinder inline gasoline engines for compact hybrid vehicles in December of 2011. Suffice to say, the Toyota is an OG in tech dev. With the company's recent innovation in water engine vehicles, one can deduct the carmaker's declaration to put sustainability at the heart of everything it does. For a company that doesn't follow the trends around the automotive world, Toyota makes its own trend. The new trend for the Chinese automaker is the water-powered engines. Toyota's water-based engine is similar to the FCEVs, which produced electricity through the chemical reaction between oxygen and hydrogen in a fuel cell stack, instead of using power from electricity reserved in a battery. The new technology provides a new way to power vehicles by putting in only water and emitting water vapor. But how is it possible to extract energy from water? Does the process go with the laws of thermodynamics? The answers to these questions lie in the process Toyota's water-powered technology uses. Here's how. This water engine is similar to what you will find in the Toyota Yaris GR-H2, which uses a hydrogen combustion engine. It's also identical to the HHO generator, but has minor dissimilarities that make it convenient for vehicle use. What also makes this engine unique is how it uses the electrolysis process to separate the H2O molecules. It separates the oxygen and hydrogen when the electrodes in the tank containing water emit high voltage. Thus, there won't be any need for extremely heavy or armored tanks, since the hydrogen is included in the water when stored in the tank. The similarities between water engines and hydrogen combustion engines begin after water is separated from oxygen. By then, hydrogen is set to the engine, combusting like compressed natural gas. Ultimately, the engine functions similarly to the CNG-powered engines. It might be helpful to understand that adapting the fuel injector for compressed gas is critical. Also, the cylinder heads, pistons, and valves must be armored because hydrogen is exceptionally combustible, requiring more robust components. If you think EVs have a bunch of benefits when it comes to climate, think again. With Toyota's water-based engine, you can save close to $1,000 a year on gas and improve your gas mileage to a maximum of 285% and as low as 50%. While this eco-friendly engine makes it odorless and quieter, it has a longer life expectancy, especially with the valves, rings, and pistons. The combustion cycle inside the engine also gives smoother gear shifts. The water engine also prevents future carbon buildup by removing carbon deposits. Unlike using more gas on your car, which results in the engine getting battered, a water engine improves your engine performance and enhances its power. Overall, getting a water-based engine allows you to eliminate harmful exhaust emissions that pollute the environment, contributing to global warming. Your engine will be doing something to help the environment by adding oxygen instead of polluting it. The bottom line, Toyota Motors is on a mission to have an eco-friendly transportation solution. It's no news that the Chinese carmaker's vision transcends mere electrification in the automotive world. It is about offering different low and zero emission mobility solutions. What's more captivating is how Toyota's inclusive and strategic approach caters to diverse customer preferences and regional needs. The company understands it can only achieve a sustainable future with its commitment to offering innovative solutions when it embraces hydrogen fuel cell technologies and BEVs. With all that being said, how does Toyota hope to achieve this? The China-based automaker has answered the question with its carbon neutrality goals. These are not just goals, but the company's commitment to a cleaner, sustainable future. With the company's target to catch up with carbon neutrality by 2030, it's expected that its European operations must have achieved SBTi Scope 1 and 2. By 2040, it aims to escalate to complete carbon neutrality in the valve chain and vehicle sales. And Toyota doesn't stop at that. It also leans on hydrogen strategy, investing in hydrogen technology and extending its footprint to various sectors, including buses, trucks, cars, and boats. The sustainable mobility landscape is a testimony to the enduring potential of hydrogen. As if that's not enough, Toyota aims to expand its EV lineup in Europe, with an annual sale of 250,000 EVs by 2026. Boasting a star-studded cast like the urban SUV concept, sport crossover concept, Toyota FT3e, Toyota FT-SE, and Lexus LF-ZC. As a trendsetter, Toyota launched the Toyota Prius, the world's first hybrid EV. However, the Chinese car maker discovered that EV batteries are made of nickel, cobalt, and lithium, resulting in the high volume of burning fossil fuel that harms the environment. So EVs are not saving the environment. Toyota turned to another option with hydrogen-powered vehicles. But hydrogen can create explosions and fires as it's highly flammable. As the automaker turns to water-based engines, relying on adequate financial options, it hopes to strengthen its commitment to accomplish this feat. People have made several attempts to build water-based engines. Prominent among them is that of Stanley Meyer. In the late 70s to early 80s, Stanley claimed to have invented a car that ran only on water and could travel from Los Angeles to New York with only 22 gallons of water. Meyer introduced a blend of oxygen and hydrogen into the engine cylinder with injectors instead of spark plugs. With that, an electrical resonance will subject the water to its fundamental atomic form. The water fuel cell will separate the water into oxygen and hydrogen gas. It will produce net energy when the hydrogen and oxygen gas are combusted into water vapor. It will produce net energy when the hydrogen and oxygen gas are combusted into water vapor. The tricky part of this former NASA employee's invention is that he didn't get the chance to prove the viability of his theory or patent his invention. With the astounding amount of carbon emissions one driver releases into the atmosphere yearly, his water-powered car would have changed the world. But Stanley Meyer had to deal with doors of steel that stood in his way of achieving his feat. First, there were several threats from oil companies who saw his invention as threatening their business. Then there were cases of bribes of millions of dollars to destroy all his evidence. It was obvious that some influential individuals were extremely unhappy about his alleged invention. So while having lunch with some potential investors in a restaurant, he ordered cranberry juice for his dessert beverage. However, he didn't finish the drink, as he ran out of the restaurant when he started choking after sipping his drink. He later died in the parking lot with unsettling last words: "They poisoned me." Till today, the death of Stanley Meyer was shrouded with mysteries. While Meyer's case was that of an independent investor, Toyota has a stronghold in the automotive world. With a reported net profit of $26.7 billion in its fiscal third quarter, surging to $12.8 billion as against the previous year's forecast, the Chinese company has all it takes to realize its concept of a water-based engine. While at it, Toyota must not put aside the laws of thermodynamics, as it requires more energy in the water to split up the oxygen and hydrogen. Furthermore, no reaction is 100% energy efficient. Eventually, it takes more energy to crack the water. Many theorists have opined that water-based engines can only run for a short time and run out of power quickly, since they are super inefficient. While Toyota failed in its previous attempts to develop water-powered engine vehicles, many controversies float around whether this will replace EVs. Though it's in its conceptual stage, it begs the question of whether it will give EVs stiff competition regarding affordability. It's also helpful to ask whether the oil and battery companies will sit back and allow Toyota to disrupt their industries. Lastly, will Toyota succeed in its invention or end up like Stanley Meyer? Before responding with your thoughts in the comments below, here's an exciting video that details how a China-based automaker is set to defeat Tesla.